Let's make the best mashed potatoes you've ever eaten in your entire life. Bacon and onion jam mashed potatoes. Let's get into it. Alright folks, so first and foremost we got to start with doing the most time consuming part of this whole process, which is going to be caramelizing our onions. First thing we need to do is dice our onion up. We're going to use 2 red onions here, and instead of doing like little thin strips like I see a lot of people do with caramelized onions, we're going to just do like kind of 1 inch to ½ inch cubes of onion. I think they just caramelize better this way for our purposes today. And then before we do anything else, we need to start our bacon. So we're going to cut a full pack of bacon, mind you. I'm using a peppered bacon. Cut that up, dice it up, whatever, into little small pieces, and then put it into a cold pan, heat off, and then turn the heat on to low to medium, and then just kind of stir every couple of minutes intermittently. I like my bacon really crispy, so once I'm happy with that, I'm going to put my onions in. If you like chewier bacon, do it chewier, but I really don't like that, especially in a dish like this. So once all of our onions are added, kind of same thing, we're just going to be stirring intermittently here. There should be plenty of oil from your bacon that you don't need to add any more to the pan, but you can if you need to. And then once it's looking kind of like this, we're like, I'd say 75% of the way caramelized at this point. We're getting a little sticky on the bottom of the pan, don't want to burn anything. We can add a little swig of dry white wine here. I actually didn't have dry white wine. I think I used a Riesling because it's all I had, but it came out perfectly fine. The white wine is completely optional for my sober folks out there as well, or if you just don't have it in the house, chicken stock is perfect as well. Now our potatoes. So dice them up, decent sized cubes, get them to a ripping boil, and then we're going to start making our kind of dairy portion of the mashed potatoes that is going to add all that creaminess factor. So start with 1 cup of heavy cream. 1.5 sticks of salted butter is what I did today. If you don't have salted butter on hand, you can do unsalted and just, add a little salt to taste. Get that on medium heat, slowly melt your butter, and then I'm putting in like 5 to 10 sprigs of thyme. Now potatoes are done, drain those out, get those ready to mash them up. You don't need to fully mash them here because we're going to do 2 other rounds of mashing, but get them started. Once our dairy mixture is done being melted, I'm going to take as much of the sprigs of thyme out as I can. I just kind of wanted to infuse the dairy with them for right now. And then we're going to add all that cream and butter right on into our semi-mashed potatoes. And then we're going to come back to our dairy portion here. And I'm putting a rough cup of sour cream, full fat in here. Very much eyeballing it. You don't need to do a full cup. You don't need to add any at all if you really don't want to, but it does add a nice little kick to the potatoes. And then we're going to mash all that up and then add our bacon and onions. And for a third time, we're going to mash it up again. At this point, the potatoes should be nice and creamy. Everything should be combined. There shouldn't be too much like chunks hanging out that aren't really well combined at this point. And then lastly, we're going to come back over to our thyme that we used to infuse the dairy with. And I'm going to probably take 2 or 3 sprigs of it and just pull off the little pieces of thyme, throw them on in there. It'll just kind of help add some flavor as it's kind of cooling off here. And now we're ready to serve. I served these mashed potatoes with an apple cider braised pork roast, which that video is also going up the same day. So make sure to go check that one out too, because it was delicious. But these potatoes, I'm truly speechless. They came out so good. Easily the best mashed potatoes I've ever had in my entire life. Obviously not a low-fat dish, but you know what? It's the holidays. This is comfort food, people. We don't need it to be healthy. We don't need it to be, saving calories here. This is for special occasions, and that's exactly what this was today. So load it on up with our apple cider braised pork roast, and then gotta have some gravy thrown on in there. Look at that. I can't express to you how good this dish was, and I can't wait for you guys to make the potatoes and the pork roast. Don't forget to check that video out. All right, folks, it's taste test time. I haven't tried the potatoes yet, though. Let's try the potatoes. Oh, Oh. Good Lord. I have nothing to say. That is quite possibly the best meal I have ever cooked in my entire life. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go enjoy this plate, finish it before it gets cold because it is amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. On that note, I'll see you next time. Peace!